This equation explains for 98.6% of the petrol prices we pay in India. Petrol prices have been going up since 14th May 2026 and it has gone up by 8 rupees. And it is here to stay. Why do I say so? We have downloaded data from Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell and the RBI to understand which variables impact the petrol prices in India and finally zeroed down on this equation. Let's understand the statistical tightness of this equation. If you check for all the p-values, the p-values are less than 0.05, which means the coefficients have a very low chance of being derived from the noise elements of the data set. If you look at the R-square value, it is at 0.986, which means 98.6% of the changes in the petrol prices can be explained through this model. And the DW value suggests that the regression is not a spurious regression. And hence, let's proceed and do some interpretation of the coefficient of the variables. If you look at this equation, it gives a very clear picture. Any $1 increase in the price of crude oil impacts the petrol prices in India by 49 paise. Similarly, if the rupee depreciates by 1 rupee, the petrol prices in India get impacted by 82 paise. But the most significant impact is from the excise duty. Any 1 rupee incremental in the excise duty is straightforward passed on to the consumers. The only reason you see the coefficient value of excise duty at 0.94 is primarily because recently Government of India in 2025 had raised the excise duty by 2 rupees and asked the OMCs to absorb the cost. Now with this info in hand, we tried to analyze two specific historical events. One was in fiscal year 2021 to 2022 when the crude oil prices had shot up, and the other was in fiscal year 2020 to 2021 when the crude oil prices had come down. Let's take the case of fiscal year 2021 to 2022 when the crude oil prices had gone up. The impact of crude oil on the petrol prices was 16.84 rupees as per the model. The foreign exchange impact was 0.25 rupees and the excise impact was minus 1.14 rupees. So net, the consumer had to pay 16 to 17 rupees additional, which means whatever the crude oil impact was there, that was more or less passed on to the consumers. But what is happening when the crude oil prices are coming down? Let's check fiscal year 2020 to 2021. The crude oil impact on the petrol prices was minus 7.67 rupees. The foreign exchange impact was plus 2.71 rupees and the excise impact was 11.66 rupees, which meant the net impact as per the model, which was 6.7 rupees and more or less similar to what was there in the actual value, the customer had to shell out additional 7 rupees despite the crude oil prices coming down. And that's the catch. Whenever the crude oil prices are actually going up, the stress is being passed on to the consumers. However, when the crude oil prices are falling, the government is absorbing the benefits to the excise duties. And hence, petrol prices will always have an increasing trend. So if you ever thought that the prices will be back to the 90s and the picture will be rosier than now, that not might be the situation. That's it for this week. Please like, share and subscribe. The video was produced and directed by Anvesha.